everybody, and welcome back to a brand new episode of LEGO DC Supervillains. In today's video, we are going to be tackling something that I'm very excited to do, and that is Ant-Man 2015 customs. These are probably some of my most faithful and most accurate customs I've made in a while. So, without further ado, I say we just get right into it. First up, we have Scott Lang himself. Now, for Scott, I gave him Freddie Freeman from Shazam's torso in this light, in this bluish grayish tone. And then I gave him Joker from Batman the Animated Series' arms in that same color. I gave him these dark blue jeans from Superboy with just dark blue hips. I gave him this dark blue hood to put for his jacket. I gave him this kind of spiky brown hair and a normal head. I think for Scott Lang, this actually looks really good, and now, we're going to move on to Scott's alter ego, the Ant-Man. This one came out so good. I am so happy with this. But anyway, let's get into it. The hips are from Deathstorm, but they are in black. The legs come from the Atom from the Legends of Tomorrow character pack. The torso comes from Beast Boy in bright red, with the arms coming from Aqualad. I have the red lines on there, kind of look like Pym particles, so I think that looks perfect. I gave him these gray hands with. I gave him Deadshot's head. You can give him any head. I give him Deadshot's just to get that kind of silver neck piece he kind of has. And then I gave him Firefly's helmet piece in gray with this backpack type thing that he actually wears in the first movie. And obviously, Scott is able to shrink and fight his enemies from below, or he can take them from above. Now, if you want to see a character showcase for these characters, let me know in the comments. But anyway, we're going to move on. Next up, we have Hank Pym himself. I think this one actually came out pretty good. And so, for the hairpiece, I used this kind of gray, I don't know what to call this hairpiece. I'll have to figure it out. This kind of wavy hairpiece. And for the head, I used a custom head with this gray type of facial hair that makes it look like a goatee, but it's the closest thing I had. Then I gave him these kind of golden glasses that he wears with some facial features. Then I give him Perry White's torso, but with a white undershirt, with Joker from Batman the Animated Series' arms in white. I gave him Superboy's hips in dark gray, with the Music Meister's legs in dark gray, to get some detail on there. I think this one came out very good, and as an accessory, I gave him a robot thing that he kind of can control. And I think that rounds it out for Hank Pym. I think this custom came out very good. Next up, we have Luis, or if you pronounce it Lewis, you can. I pronounce it Luis. And for this, I think we have to bring in his van. Even though we are not on the street, I think we still have to bring in his van. This reminds me of when they disguise the van in the final scene, the final act of the film, to hack it, so they can hack into Hank Pym's security without suspicion. Now for Luis, I gave him this gray baseball cap with this custom headpiece with this facial hair in black. I gave him more of a tanner skin tone. I gave him Pedro from Shazam's torso in black with black arms. I gave him these jean pieces in navy blue they come from Superboy with these navy hips. And for Luis, I think this one came out very good, and I think it's one of the more accurate ones. They're all very accurate, I'd say, in this customs list, but that one almost takes the cake. Next up, we have Hope Van Dyne. She later becomes the Wasp in the other movies. And these customs are only for the first movie. So if you want to see customs for the second and third movie, I might combine those just because there's not too many in the second one. Let me know. But for the torso, I used black canaries, but I made the highlight black instead of navy blue. I gave her these black arms with Lois Lane's hips and legs in black. I gave her this custom headpiece with red lipstick and black hair. And I gave her this kind of, I don't know what you would call this hairpiece, but it's kind of like an Edna Mode type hairpiece. I think this one looks very good and very accurate, and I'm very happy with how it turned out. Next up we have Baba Yaga. We have Kurt. I think this one, if you don't understand that reference, you might have to watch Ant-Man 2 again. But this is Kurt. This is one of the guys on Scott and Luis's team who help them with their heists, and he kind of is more of the techie guy. Like, they're all pretty techie, but he handles like the computers and stuff. So for him, I gave him Dr. Sivana's torso in navy blue with Alfred's arms in that same color. I gave him Deathstorm's legs in black with black hips, and I gave him this custom headpiece with sideburns and these yellow tinted glasses to help not strain his eyes. And I gave him this kind of like pushed back black hairpiece that I think looks pretty good for him. There will be one more member of Scott's team, but that will be our last custom, so stay tuned for that. Next up we have Darren Cross. Now this one, I think the head actually suits it pretty well. This is Adam Strange's head. If you don't know, Darren Cross is the antagonist of Ant-Man 1, and he makes an appearance in Ant-Man 3 as a certain character that you all might know him as. If you know what character he makes an appearance as, put it in the comments below. But anyway, for the head we have Adam Strange's with Clarion's torso. We have Alfred Pennyworth's arms, and Two-Face from Batman the Animated Series' hips in black. And I think those fit perfect for anyone you're doing a black suit with. And I used Joker from Batman the Animated Series' pants, just to get the spats, like the kind of like fancy shoes. But you can use just black pants if you want, black like pants with like gray shoes or black shoes. I think this one came out pretty good for what it is. And we're now going to go on to Cross's villain arc in the movie, his character known as the Yellow Jacket. Now, if you've seen Ant-Man 1, you know there's an entire scene that's awesome where they're both like shrunk and they like start fighting in Cassie's room, and I think that it'd be so funny if I could recreate that in like Fortnite or something. I might try to do that, but I think these two together look so perfect that it's okay. But anyway, for the wings, I gave him the these kind of beetle fly wings that you might see on Killer Moth in like a grayish clear. I gave him Deathstorm's head to get the kind of glowing golden like details on the mask with, hold on, let me just, so he's not, oh, I can't, okay, never mind. Anyway, also I only made him shrink because he never like grows huge, because they don't really test it that much in the first movie or the second movie. It only really makes an appearance in Quantumania and Civil War. Quantumania gets a little interesting when they do it, but so for the helmet piece, I gave him the Atom from Lego DC Supervillains in like, so the helmet part is black, but the logo on the top is gray. I gave him these yellow and black arms from Adam Strange with gray hands. I gave him Aquaman Gladiator's hips in black with Adam Strange's legs in black and yellow. And to round it all off, I gave him Firefly's torso in no changes needed for that. And I think it looks absolutely perfect. Next up, we have a character who doesn't really show up in the first movie, but he's pretty iconic to the franchise at this point. We have, he's just in the MCU, but I thought I'd put him in this list just because I thought it'd be a good addition. We have Henry Wu, I think he's an FBI, wait, he's either FBI or CIA. He's one of those two. I don't know why I'm thinking CIA, but I think it's CIA now. But for this, I gave him Eugene's hairpiece in black with a normal headpiece. I gave him Clark Kent's torso in black with black arms and black legs. And then finally, I gave him these black hips. This is a very simple custom, like I said, but I think it came out pretty good. Moving on to our last three customs, we have Jim Paxton. This is the guy who he's the police officer who is dating Cassie's mom, aka Scott's ex-wife, in Ant-Man 1. He makes an appearance in Ant-Man 2, also, I'm pretty sure. But I think this custom came out pretty good. I gave him this kind of wavy hairpiece at the top in brown with this kind of stubble on his face. I gave him... Sorry, I blanked on his name for a second. Vandal Savage's torso from the TV pack in dark blue, navy. And then I gave him Alfred Pennyworth's arms in navy with black pants and black hips. I also gave him a pistol, and I just spawned in a police car because you know what? He's an officer of the law. And there's a really funny scene when one of these characters on this list, the last one, Dave, who's another member of Scott's crew, he actually hijacks his car, and it's really funny. But anyway, we're going to move on to our final two characters. As I said before, this is Cassie. This is Scott's daughter. I think this came out pretty good. If I could give her short legs, that would be perfect, because she looks a little uncanny with, like, the full legs. But anyway, for her legs, I gave her the zoom legs in this light purplish pink color with the hips being the same. I gave her this torso in this light purple with dark purple around the collar. I gave her Copperhead's arms in purple to get some like kind of line detailing on there. And I gave her this kind of brown long hair piece with a face print with freckles on it. And I think that this looks a lot like Cassie. And I'm very happy with how it turned out. No, the van. But finally, the person I've been talking about this whole video, that really shouldn't be at the bottom of the bottom of the customs. He should be by the rest of the gang, but I kind of added him last minute, and I think it looks really good. We have Dave. Now for Dave, I gave him Vandal Savage's torso in olive green with Aqualad's arms in olive green to get the black stripe detailing. I gave him these navy blue. I gave him Superboy's pants in navy blue to get the darker jean color with navy blue hips to match the pants. I gave him this custom headpiece to get similar facial hair that he has in the movie, and I gave him this light gray beanie. And that is Dave. So thank you all so much for watching. Please let me know who your favorite character from this list was in the comments below if you want to. I'm very happy with how all of these came out, and I hope to see you in the next one. Thank you guys so much. Bye bye.